Hello guys, welcome to Good Micro Projects. Kindly check this app out. When I say 4 and say enter, can I say it displays the fact for 4. Likewise 1, likewise 9. I can double the number. In this video, we're going to develop this using React hooks and Redux. If you want to type along with me, kindly install the following. 1. npm install Redux. 2. npm install React Redux. 3. npm install Redux DevTools extension. And 4. npm install Axios. With all said and done, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 3 folders in our SLC folder. We call the first one Assets. Then we call the second one Components. Then the third one Redux. Good. Let's take the first one, Assets. Now with the assets, let's create a folder and call it Images. Now in the Images folder, I need my image. I have a background image here. I'm going to add it to it. Good. So our image is ready. Our next is the component. Let's close the image. Next, the component. Now in the component, let's create a folder and call it number. Now inside the number folder, let's create a file and call it number app.js. So we go to app.js and we say number app. Good. Let's import that. Good, that's been imported for us. So that is that. Let's check our screen. Good, we have hello on the screen, meaning ready to go. Now to begin with, let's look at the structure for this application. Now the structure for this application, I want us to have a card. Okay, and then inside the card header as usual. Good. Now with the card body, let's have another card like this, which is the card body. Okay, then what we're going to do is we divide it into 2. The left side will have an input field, sorry. Then the second part will have a box to contain the buttons. Then after that, the footer will display the facts. Okay, so this is something like this. So that is that, guys. We can begin now. So to begin with, let's go to let me close the app.js. Now let's come back to the instead of hello, wait, create a div. I say div, give it a class name and call card. Okay. So inside the card, what do we need? We need another div. Then we give it a class name equals card header. We copy this 3 times. We do likewise for the body and footer. So here we can say card body, and the last one card footer. So that is that. Let's take them one after the other. Let's take the first one, the header. Header, I want us to have an H2 tag. Then inside that, let's have title, number, fact, app. So let's check that out. Great. Now let's go to the CSS, then make it beautiful. So over here we can call. Good. So let's begin with box sizing. We say box sizing, let's make a border box. Then padding 0 and the margin 0. Good. Next, let's look at the body. The body, what do we do? Let's say display grade. place place items center. Then let's give it height 100 vh. Then let's give it a background color of hash d1. Good. Now let's check that out. Good. Now next is the header. So let's take the card itself. Let's say crd. Good. And we have the width of the card. Let's give it 900 pixels. Then what again? Let's make the height. Let's give it auto. Then what again? Let's give some background color. AODF E9. Good. Good, that is there. Let's check that. Good. Now next is to take the header. So let's say card header. What do? Let's give it a background color of 3A0C44. Good. Let's check that out. Good. Now let's take the header and H2. What do? Let's give it a color white smoke. Then let's check the font size too. Font size and make it 40 pixels. Then font weight bold. Let's check that. Great. That is that. Now let me create a centered CSS so that we can shift it to the center. Okay, so over here I say dot center. Okay. Inside that we say display flex justify content center. Then the last one we say align items center. So that is that. So let's go add a center to the header. So we say centered. Now let's check that out. Perfect. So that is that. Now next thing to do is to go to the body. Now the body we said we're going to do. So let's come down here and we say body section. Okay. Now the body we're going to divide into left and right. Okay. So the body, let's take care of the body container. So we call it number container. So we give it a div. Then we give it a class name. And call it number container. Good. Number container. The entire number container. Let's create another div and call them the left and right. Okay. Give the class name. Class name equals left side. Good. And the next one will be the right side. So this will be the right side. So let's take them one after the other. The left side. The left side, what do we need? We need a form. Okay. Form. And inside the form, we need an input tag and a search button. So let's take the first one. Input type. Inside the input type, we need. Okay, let's give it a type equals text. Well, let's check that out. Great. Next thing to do is to create the search button. So let's call it button Good. Inside the button, what do? Let's give it a type. Type equals what? Submit. Then what again? The name is what? Search. Enter. Let's check that out. Great. That is that. Let's give it a class name. Was search EAR search BTN. Good. That's that. Search BTN. Good. Now what do we do next? We have our, let's check it again. We have our, now the next thing is to the, what's the name? The right side. Good. The right side. So the right side, what do? We need our keypad. So the form is there. Now let's talk about the keypad. Good. Let's go inside. Let's create a div and give it a class name. Let me say keypad. Good. So inside the keypad, what do we need? We need a button. Inside the button, we can have one. Then inside, we can have our value equals 1. Then on click, let's give it what? Handle click. Handle click. On click, handle click. Okay. So that is that. Good. What we need to do is to copy this for 9 times. So let's check how to do that. Copy and paste. 3, 4. Yeah, that is that. So our background is ready. Let's check our screen. Handle click. Good. Okay, let's create a function for handle click so you can see what you're doing. So we go and say over here, you can say handle click. So we say let's handle click equals to a function. Good. So let's check our screen again. Good, guys. Now what we need to do is to display flex so we can have the button move to the right. So over here we have the right side and the left side. So we go to number container and we say display flex. So let's say number container and I say display what flex. Let's check that out. You can see good. Now we can continue to say justify content space around. Yeah, more nice. So what we can do now is to create our buttons. So buttons, we can say button. Now the button, let's give it a pattern. We say 20 pixels up and down, and 40 pixels left and right. Let's check that out. Good. Next, give it a background color. Hash 204746. Good. Then let's give it some margin 5 pixels. Then let's give it let's give it border none. Then border radius 5 pixels. Then what again? And font size, let's give it 20 pixels. Then what again? Outline, let's give none. Just check that out. Good, that is that, guys. Now I think our button is okay. Color, let's give it some color and put it here. Color, let's give it white smoke. What again? Yep, that's that. Next thing to do is to go to grid, the keypad. Okay, the keypad here, we need to make it a grid. I can just copy that. I'll go to keypad. Then we say display grid. And inside that we can have grid template columns. Let's say repeat 4, 1 fr. Then what again? Let's say grid template rows. Let's give it auto. So let's check that. Good, that is that, guys. We are going. So what do we do next? Next is to change the numbers. Okay, let's do that. So say 1, 2, 6, 9. Good. 10. We don't need that. Let's check that out. Okay, that is that. Good. So I can just take this one off. Good. Yeah, that what we're gonna do is to bring the how do you call it? This is 9, right? 9 didn't come. Oh, sorry. 9. Good. So what we're gonna do is to bring the enter. Come and put it here. That is what we're gonna do. Yep. So in the meantime, our buttons are ready. So what we're gonna do next is to bind the input box and the button. Okay. So let's do that. We go up. Now the input box has what? On click. So let's give our input text. Let's give it a value. Value equals number. Then let's give it some on change. Let's give it handle click. Or the same handle click. So what we're gonna do now is to import use state. Import what? Use state. Then we say so we can say here let what number comma set number equal to use state bracket empty. Okay, good. So now we can say event, let's give it e, should be equal to what? Set number into bracket number dot concat to bracket e dot target dot value. Okay, now to check that out, we can call number using pre-tag. We say pre-tag, and inside that we call JSON. We say JSON dot stringify to brackets number. So let's check that out. 1, you can see I click 2, I see 2, 3, 4, 5, and on and on and on. So that is that for our number. So it means the binding has worked. How about the enter? Let's bind that too. So to do that, we give it the form an onSubmit function. So we say onSubmit equals handle submit. We create a function for handle submit. So we go up. Yeah, so I can say handle submit. Let handle submit equals to function good. Inside that we call our event, or we can say dot prevent default. No, default. Good. Is this button handle submit equals to good equals to, so that is that. To check that out, we can say alert number. Okay, so let's find that again. So if I say 1 and I say enter, you can see alert is working, so meaning our number 2 is working. Okay, now anytime I press the button, you realize that there's a border that comes up. I want to clear that border. So what we're going to do is to go back to our CSS, then we clear that then. So we say input, then we say focus. Come on. Input, that's why it's active. Then come on, we say button focus CUSQ. Then ETT button active. Good. Let's give it all of them. Let's say outline none. Then border none. So that is let's check that out again. Good. Great. Yes. So that is that, guys. Next thing is to bring the enter button to this place. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So we create a class for the enter button. Let's go to the enter. Where are you? Good. The class name is what? Search BTN. Copy that. So here we say search BTN, and inside that we can say position. Position. Let's make the position absolute. Good. Now with the position absolute, let's check it. Say it's not here, so we need to move it here. So we can say bottom and right. Okay. So let's say bottom right. Let's give it say 40 pixels. Then bottom for 90. Okay, let's check that out. Yeah, still. Let's give it 80. Okay, 50. Good. Let's give it 40. More. 52. Little 53. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So that is that, guys. show button tool is ready. Now we need to push the input field to the middle here. Okay, let's give it some margin tab. So inputs, input. I don't have an input, so let's give it some input. So let's say input. Let's give it some margin tab. Margin tab 20 pixels. Font weight bold. Let's check that too. More. Let's do 100. Great. Let's see if we can make it beautiful. Okay, let's give it some border radius. Border radius 5 pixels. Good. Border none. Border none. Then we disable it. Go and disable it. So we say disabled. So that is that. Now let's add the next thing is to add the background image. So we go to our card body. Okay, let's locate our card body. Card header here, no card body. Okay, so let's add it. So we say card body. What do we need? We need the background image URL. Good. It's in assets, images, then background. Let's give position. Background position. Let's give it to center. Then what again? Background repeat. No repeat. Then background size. We say cover. Let's check that out. Good, that is that. Good. Let's make this text white. Okay, so let's go back to the input and give it color. Let's give it white smoke. But again, now the next one is there. What's the name? The footer. Okay, so the footer, let's go create the footer. Good. So inside the footer, so over here we can say footer section. Good. Now inside the footer, what do we need? We need a fast container. So we say div. Then we give it a class name equals fact container. So inside a container we can have an h4 tag that we can say, let's write something random for now. Good. So let's check that out. Now let's make it beautiful. So we give it the fact container. Okay, I can give the centered. Okay. Then after that, now let's give the background color for the fact container. Oh, sorry. With the red. Okay. Let's give it width. Let's give it auto. Let's give it what again? Minimum height. Main height of 100 pixels. Then what again? So that is that. Let's go to the fact container. H6. So say dot fat container H6, not H4. Okay, H6. Let's go change it. H6. H6 here. H6 here. Okay. Good. H6. So what do we need? H6. Let's give it to color white smoke. Then let's give it what again? Font size 30 pixels. Margin auto. Then font weight bold. Font weight bold. So that is done. Let's check that out. Well, let's give it a background color. The background color will go to the footer. Okay, so we say footer, card footer, or card footer. We say background color. Okay, the same background color we give to the header. Okay, let's just copy that. Okay. Good. So that is that. The same. So let me just deepen it a little. Just deepen it a little bit. Yeah, good. This way. Oh, sorry guys. This thing came down. What's the name? The enter button came down. We need to take it up again. We need to increase the top and down. Input. Where are you? Good. So then add one to it. 1 for 3. That is it. There. We did 40 for 3. Let's check it out. Good. So that is that. A little to the 42 to 46. Yeah, guys, that is that, guys. So that is that. I think we are ready for Redux. So let's go to Redux, close others, go back to our SRC, then we go to our Redux folder. Now in our Redux folder, let's create a file and call it store.js. Inside the same Redux folder, let's create another file and call it root reducer.js. Inside the same Redux folder, let's create another folder and call it number Redux. Now inside number Redux folder, let's create 3 files. First one, let's call it number.action types.js. Okay, let's create another file. Inside the number Redux, let's create another file and call it number.actions.js. Good. Next, let's create another file again and call it number.reducer.js. So that is that. Let's take the first one, number.action types. Over here, let's give the types. We have the export const, we have load data request equals load data request. Put the second one in quote. Good, that's one. Copy that 3 times. Then we just do the editing. Okay, sorry, let's skip with that. So the second one is going to be load data success. The last one, failure. Yeah, that is that for the action types. Now we move to the actions, number.actions. Now over here, we first begin by importing the action types. So we say import the load data request. Good. Come on. We need this. Good. Good. We need them. Sorry guys. Good, that's that. Good. This one is load data success. Good. The last one is failure from. Good. Guys, that is that. We are rearranging nicely. Good. Good. Next thing is to import actions. Import actions from where? Actions. Good. So that is that. So we can begin by saying export const load data is equal to is equal to function that will return what async. Good. Async into bracket and gives us another function. Good, to give us our try and what's catch. TCH catch. So that is that. So what are we loading? We need a number. Okay. So take the number, then inside a number we can dispatch. Good. Now dispatch what? We're going to dispatch to bracket a type called what? Load data request. Good. Now let's get our data URL. So we say data URL equals to what? What's our data URL? Let's check our data URL. Let's go to Google. Then we say number API. Good, number API. Good, is the number API. Take this one. Okay, let's go down. Okay, so API you're gonna use. Okay. So inside that I can paste it nicely. Good. And this is 42. Let's take the number of when we finish, then we come and make it dynamic. Okay. So let's go. So we say let response be equal to await issues dot get what data URL. So now we can say dispatch what? Dispatch a type type load data success. Load data success. Come on. Payload. Payload, we say response the data. So that is that. How about when we have an error? What do we do? Sorry guys. What do we do? If we have an error, what do you dispatch? Dispatch will dispatch a type, a type, type called load data failure again. Come on. And payload error. So that is that for our load data. No complaint. Yeah, that is it. Now we can go to our number.reducer. Okay. To begin, we need to import the action types again. So we go to the actions. Well, we did it already. So I just copy that and I bring it to the number.reducer. So I just say paste. So that is that for the reducer. So what do we do next? Let's create a feature key in the store. Okay. So we say export const. We say number key equals what? Number store. Okay. So we can have our key. Then after that, we create an initial state. We say let's initial state is equal to, let's give the data empty array, comma, we say loading, let's give it false, comma, we give error message, error, or a message, let's give it empty. So that is that. So we can finally call our reducer. We say export const number reducer equals to a function. Good. Well, inside that we can have our state equals initial state, comma, action. So we can further structure that, and we say let what the type, comma, payload equals to what? Action. So ready for our switch statement. We can say switch into bracket type. Should give us a case where the type is load data request. What do you do? Good. Return what? The state back, and comma, then make loading what? True. How about a case when we have load data success? I can just copy this case. Good. Oh, sorry. Good. I'll be a case where we have load data success. What do we do? So let's change it to success. Success. Good. Give us the state back. This time make loading false. Then give the the payload. So that is that. How about the last case? Should we have load data failure? Good. What do? Give us the state back. There's nothing like loading, so we have what error message should be given the payload. Good. So that is that. Let's create our default case. So we say d default should return. I'm making returns state back. So that is that for the number dot reducer. No complaint. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the root reducer. So we need to export. Okay, it has been exported for us already. So let's import it at the root reducer. So we say import number reducer. Good. That is that. We also need to import combine reducers. Reducers from where? Redux. So that is that. So finally we can select root reducer equal to combine reducers into bracket what? Let's combine them. We have the, let's take the number key and give it a value, the number reducer. Let's import the number key. Great, it has been imported for us. So that is that. We can finally export our number root reducer. Sorry, can finally export. Good. Export root reducer. Now export the root reducer to where? To the store. So we go to the store and import the root reducer. So we say import root reducer. Good. That is that. Next, we need to import create store, and what? Apply what? Middleware. So middle, middleware, apply middleware from Redux. So that is that. We also need to import compose with DevTools. Compose with DevTools from Redux DevTools extension. Then finally, we import func from Redux tank. So that is that, guys. Now we can say let all middlewares, we create an array for them equals, so we say func. So in future we can just add more middlewares, which is a common. So we can also let store be equal to create store into bracket root reducer, comma, compose with DevTools into bracket. Right, let me bring it down here. Then we say apply middleware into bracket. Give me all the middleware. 1, 2, 3. All middleware. Okay, that is that. So that is it. Now we can export our store. So we say export store. Oh, sorry, export store. So that is that. Our store is ready. Now let's export the store to the app.js. So we go to app.js, then we import our store. So we say import store from where? I don't know. Yeah, from Redux, then store. You also need to import provider. Import provider again from Redux. Okay, that is that. Let's wrap the provider around the component. So we say provider. Good. Inside that we can say our store equals store. So let's take that. Good. Now let's check it out if there is any complaint. I'll take my API off. Let's see. Good. No complaint. Let's check our store. Everything is represented. Wow. Guys, we're ready to go. Now what we need to do next is to link the store to the component. Okay. So let's see how to do that. We close all this. Okay. Then go back to our component. Good. So that is that our number app. Good. And import use selector. Import use selector. Comma use dispatch. Use dispatch from Redux. That is that. Let's initialize the use dispatch. So we say let's dispatch. Create a comment first. Initialize dispatch. So we say let's dispatch equal to use dispatch. Good. Our dispatch is ready. Our dispatch is ready. How do we test it? Let's go use effect. Okay. Let's go use effect to test it out. So we say use effect. Good. So over here we can say use effect. Inside that we can have a function. Good. Comma empty array. Good. Now to test that out, we can say dispatch what? Dispatch load data. Load data. Now where is the load data? The load data is in number.actions. We can see the load data over here. So let's import load data to our number. So we say import load data. That is that. So now let's check it out. We check our screen and we say let's check our store. Great, we got data, guys. We got data. Okay, 42 is the number of spots. Okay, we got data, guys. We got data. Now, next thing to do now is to make the data dynamic. okay, make the data dynamic in such a way that when any number we click here on the button should send it to the to use that to fetch the data. So if I say 1 here, 1 will go to the actions to fetch the data. So to do that, we go to the over here number.actions. Then we call the number. We say number. Good. Then we make it dynamic. The URL we add $. Then we say number. Okay. So that is that. So we go back to the number app. Then we call load data. Inside that we call number. Good. So I think that should do to fetch the data. So when I say 4, I think we should no. I need to use the enter button to fetch the data. Okay. So let's take this thing off. The what's the name? The use effects. Let's dispatch load data. We take it, copy it, and take it to the enter, which is the handle submit. So instead of elect, we put the load data. Okay, then use the effect, we can just comment it, we don't need it. We just use it for testing it, so we can just take it off. So that is that. What do we do? Let's check it out. So when I say 1 and I say enter, it should fetch the data. So let's check our store. Great, we got data. 1 is what? A lonely. One is the loneliest number. Guys, did you see that? So what we need to do next is to what? After sending the fetching the data, we need to clear the screen. So let's go clear the screen. So handle data. We go to handle submit. We need to clear the screen. So we say set number to bracket, make it empty. Okay. So that is that. Let's check that out. When I say 5, and I say enter, and I check the store, the 5 should be 5 is the number, blah 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 blah. You can see that, guys. So that is that. Now let's fetch the number from the store and display it in the footer. So that's that. Let's do that quick. So to do that, we go back to our number app, then call our use selector. So we say, let's go view store, view fact, view store, view fact from store, view fact from store. So we say, good. We say let view fact be equal to use selector. Inside that we have our function. Good, where we can have our state. We should return what? The state with the function key. So we call it number underscore key. Let's import the number key. So I go up and I say import what? Number key from where? No. Good. Number key is in Redux. Then number Redux. Then number.reducer. So that is that. Now let's check the view fact. We call JSON to check it out. So over here, instead of number, we say view fact to see if it's working. So I say, if I call 2 and I say enter, You see, the view fact is not working. So when our view fact is working, what do? We need to take it from the store and bring it here. So we say, go to our footer. So instead of this demo, you can just put there view fact dot data. So let's check that out. If I say 4, enter, see guys, that is that. Okay, let's take our pre tag off. We don't need it. Okay, so that is that. I say 1, good. 96, good. 8, good. That is that, guys. Thank you for sticking through. Catching the next one. Don't forget to do good. Peace out.